What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Brawl Stars video. Today, I'm going to be going over the results to my championship challenge for February. It went very, very well, and I recorded the entire thing for you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. But before we actually get into it, I do want to shout out Symantec and Nicegaming for going ahead and playing through all these matches with me. I had a really, really good time. And I'm just glad that I was able to get together a team to actually play through this and have a decent shot at going 15-0. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. I think you can probably guess how the first few matches went, but you know what? I'm just going to make sure that you guys are totally aware. We absolutely stomped this first match. It was just an absolute destruction. And then we went on to the second match, and it looked like it might be a little bit more difficult than the first match because the team comp was a little bit more annoying for our team in particular to go up against. In particular, Dynamite taking out B could have been an issue, you know, if the Dynamite was really good, which he wasn't, but he could have been. So anyways, we dominated that match too, going 2-0. Moving into the third match, we had the same type of thing go down. It was just an extremely easy matchup, and we did not have really any opposition at any point during the entire thing. Now, moving into the next map, we wanted to make sure that we were totally prepared for all the tanks that we were going to be facing, considering the amount of terrain, the amount of barriers in this map. A lot of people were going to be playing something that can destroy terrain and destroy those barriers to make it easier to score goals. And in this case, we focused on countering that. So we played a Rico, Spike, and Carl team, which worked extremely well. We were able to just absolutely destroy our first match with, again, very little opposition. Our main strategy going into the Brawl Ball matchups were basically to just have full control of the middle of the map, to be able to win in firefights, and then ultimately take control of the ball and just slowly force it towards the goal. And that really worked out for our second match too. As you guys are seeing, it was an absolute destruction. We really had no issues whatsoever putting together the wins. Moving into the third match, it was a little bit more of an awkward matchup, and especially, you know, made it more awkward because we killed them one at a time, and that meant they respawn one at a time, which meant that we had to take them out and then force the ball up towards the goal again, and then they'd push us back a little bit, and just over and over and over again we had to do this until ultimately we did get the first goal. After our first goal, basically all we had to do was take them out in the midfield, and then they just stayed in the goal and let us score. Now, moving into Bounty, we had a very, very solid team. It was a team that has a huge amount of damage output, and you really have to play perfectly against, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of mistakes taken advantage of. And in this case, the damage output you see with Piper and with Brock are just absolutely massive. And if you move in just the wrong direction, then Penny's turret's going to just absolutely dominate and destroy you. And in this case, that's exactly what we saw. We were able to set up our turret and then basically just destroy the opponent's terrain, make sure they didn't really have any way to defend themselves, and take them out as they made more and more risky plays trying to even out the score, which they never did. As you might have expected, moving on into the next round, we had literally the exact same thing happen. In this case, Tick was a little bit annoying in the beginning, but eventually Brock went ahead and destroyed a bunch of their barriers, and Tick wasn't able to hide anymore from the ridiculous damage output that Piper and Brock can output. And that was pretty much all she wrote. There was no way they were coming back after that. Our final match was a mirror match, and I really wasn't all too concerned about it. I was basically convinced at this point that we had what it took to go all the way. So we really just destroyed them in the beginning. We won every single lane. We actually didn't lose any stars in the beginning of the match until all three of them had gone down. We were up 9 stars to 0, and we maintained a very significant lead for the entire match. They got a few kills here and there, but we were never really threatened at any point. Now, moving on into Heist, I made sure that we were winning our 1v1s every single time by using Tough Guy on Bull, which was definitely the right decision in my opinion. It absolutely saved me multiple times over and made me get a lot more damage than I should have in quite a few cases. So that absolutely was the right call, I think. But on top of that, we also had Nicegaming just absolutely destroying with Barley. That's what ultimately did get us our first win in Heist. But otherwise, you know, we did have a really solid double tank strategy with Daryl and Bull, and it worked very well. As you guys are seeing, we really melted that safe down, and we probably would have actually gotten it totally melted down with one push if not for a decent defense that they had. But ultimately, Nicegaming did get us the win in that first round. Now, our second Heist match went very differently from the first one and from literally every other match that we had so far. It was a pretty difficult one, I gotta say. It was getting a little bit close, and eventually we just decided to base race, and we had Simon all the way over there trying to do as much damage as he possibly could to their safe. And over on our side, Dynamite and Jesse were both just destroying, just melting our safe. And it was going down way too fast, but ultimately we did get lucky. We pushed him back just far enough, and then Simon did go ahead and do that last little bit of damage before Bull respawned and took him out. And if Bull would have respawned a little bit earlier, we might not have won. That was a very close match, way closer than I would have liked. Our final match was up against a Nita, Dynamite, Daryl team, and I felt pretty confident going into it, and that definitely was not a feeling that went away at any point during this. We had a really, really good push right off the bat, and then we were able to retreat a little bit, and then we went right back in and finished things up. They had a nice push after our first push, but it didn't really go very far, and we were able to ultimately take them out and get the W. And moving into the final 3 matches, guys, this was going to be difficult. It was going to be the hardest matches of the day, and they definitely did not disappoint. To be completely honest, the first matchup was extremely awkward. It was definitely not something that I expected to see, a double tank strategy, something maybe that you'd expect to see in Heist, maybe accidentally used in Siege. I'm not entirely sure, but it was a very, very strange strategy in my opinion. You guys can let me know in the comments below if you disagree. That's totally fine, but I just felt like it was a little bit unexpected. So we started out strong. We got the first Siege robot, but unfortunately, because they had double tank, because they have a ridiculous damage output, they have Jesse with a turret down and everything, and I did not use my super correctly as the main tank with Rosa, which is something I learned from and moved on, you know, knowing that I should have done in future matches. Basically, they were able to destroy the Siege robot before it got a single point of damage on their turret, and that was not good because, you know, we were still ahead on bolts, so that really wasn't a big deal. But obviously, you're gonna want to take advantage of the ridiculous firepower that those Siege robots do have. So it wasn't great that we did ultimately not do any damage off of that push. It was kind of unfortunate. We did fall back, and we got the second Siege robot too. Problem being that there are only 3 Siege robots in a game, and we were not able to close out the kill with our second Siege robot. So they were definitely primed in position to be able to get the third and final Siege robot, which was just a really, really awkward spot to be in. I had to make sure that I was taking all the damage that I could, so I supered and I was just doing all the damage I could to the Siege robot before I died. I respawned, I then went right back into the Siege robot and just tanked as much damage as I possibly could, because if they got us below the threshold, there was no way we were getting back over to their Ike. There was no way we were doing more damage to their turret. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Match number 2 was actually easier than match number 1, believe it or not. We got the first push without really any issues whatsoever. We were able to get quite a lot of damage off on the Ike, and then we moved on to the second push, which was also ours. Fortunately, we were able to get the second bot as well as the first bot, and then we ended the game off of that momentum. It was just too much for them to stop. And then, guys, our final matchup was against Kai, Anthony, and the first Siege robot was a tie. It was a very close tie. We almost got that 5th bolt, but unfortunately we didn't get it ultimately. But then we were able to stack up a huge level 16 Siege robot for the second push, and that was almost all that we needed. We were able to push that thing all the way down to 3% before we went down, and then all we had to do was wait for Symantec to go in and get that final hit with B and end the game, which he did. It was absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, I was so ridiculously happy at this point, guys. I can't say it enough. It was a really good time playing with Simon and Nicegaming. You know, I've played a lot of matches with them in the past. I've watched a lot of matches of theirs in the past, and it was just nice to be able to jump back into something a little bit more competitive than your average ladder playing and make a video out of it. And again, just a huge shout out to them for taking part in this. I really appreciate it. It was a really good time. So as you guys can see, we had a really good run, 15-0. Things went super well. Mad shout out to Nicegaming and Simon for going ahead and participating on my team. I really appreciate them taking the time out of their day to do that. It was a really good time, and I definitely am really happy with the outcome. 15-0 is a pretty awesome result. Now, we do have one other thing that I want to do today, and that is going to be opening up all the big boxes and brawl boxes we've amassed over the past 24 hours. That is a total of 53 brawl boxes worth, so hopefully we can take advantage of the good odds that I have right now to get Sandy and to get Mr. P and Max, and maybe pick up 1, 2, or all 3 of them. Let's go ahead and just hop in. I'm not feeling great about it, but you know, I've got to try, right? I've got to try. We're just gonna keep on rapid firing them until something happens, right? Until I see that spinning icon. Man, I want Sandy so bad. Like, I'd be okay with any of them that I don't have, obviously, but like really want Sandy. That's the main one we're looking for. Okay, brawl boxes are all open. Big boxes, let's go. Okay, first one's gonna be a dud. Second one's gonna be a dud. I mean, like, I'll always take the gems. I saw some people commenting on my last opening that, you know, oh, how could you be upset at 20 gems or whatever? It's like, because I really, really want Sandy, man. I want Sandy really bad, dude. Okay. Well oiled. We will definitely take that. I'm missing quite a few star powers. That is the other thing that I'm definitely... Wait. Oh my gosh. All right. So 3 star powers in 2 big boxes. That's actually really solid. So unfortunately, no new brawlers yet again. As you guys are about to see, odds are absolutely busted right now. 0.35% on legendaries and then 0.26 on mythics. So I'm going to be getting them sooner or later. But like, good grief, dude, it's taken a little bit too long. I really, really want them. I guess I really can't complain. Honestly, that amount of star powers out of 3 big boxes I got for participating in a tournament, I think that's pretty good. We went 15-0. We got some star powers. It's a pretty decent day in my opinion. So guys, let me know how you did down in the comments section below. Did you get 15-0, 15-1, 15-2, 15-3? Please let me know, because actually I don't have a team for the overall qualifier that's happening this coming Saturday. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to participate with Simon. He's in a different region, and Nicegaming, unfortunately, is not eligible to participate in the qualifier. So I don't have a team right now. So if anybody else is in a similar boat, you're in the North American region, please let me know. I need a team. I want to participate. I think it'd be a really fun video and a really fun opportunity to play some more competitive Brawl Stars. So definitely let me know down in the comments below if you fall into that category. DM me on Twitter. Just get in contact with me in some way, because I definitely want to participate to make a video, or otherwise I think it'd be a really fun opportunity. So anyways, I will see you guys very soon for the next one. Again, shout out to Simon and Nicegaming for being in this video. Again, a really, really good time. I will see you in the next one. So have a fantastic day. Peace.